and there's still too much of it today. Yet, with resilience, we have overcome these setbacks, and the worst of hard times, we have prevailed. Moreover, we have survived two rigorous military rules, 2 decades of devastating wars, and a horrific disease, Ebola. But just think of the noteworthy parts of our history. The support we have provided for the liberation efforts of other African countries has been fundamental to Africa's sovereignty. Women have played a crucial role. For example, Chief Swakoko, the strong woman chief who fought to bring the first major investment to Liberia, Firestone. We had the first African woman to head the United Nations General Assembly, Angie Brooks Randall, and I was elected democratically the first woman president on the African continent.
God knows that as long as we are peaceful, we have opportunity to be great, and we will be great. CDC will make history in our country, and I want all of you to know that I love you all. If I could put all of you on my back today, I know I'm not gonna walk no more, but it will be for a good reason. So kudos to all of you. I love you all. And beyond imagination, God bless all of you. To all of our participants that we lost during these periods of campaign and our existence in the 18 years, I pray that their souls rest in perfect peace. And to all the parents that continue to promote the CDC, even with all of the casualties, they still believe that CDC is the way. We bless God for you. We continue to be by your side, and we all will live together for your children to be future leaders. It's our hope and our dream and aspiration is for young people to be leaders of our country, for young people to build our country. And this is why the whole idea of CDC promoting liberalism, I can say that's a word. Keep that. Is to promote that, so all Liberians can have the opportunity to become leaders of their country. So that you can see that I got a few hours to catch a flight, and AB woke me up, but it's good that you did that, because in the next 4 hours I'll be getting on the plane to continue my journey and go back to Accra, and then fly to France for the Ballon d'Or, and then go to Italy for another program, and then come back to Liberia to be with my people. So I want to say, Munya, 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 the Matthew Conquer, Munya. So God bless all of you, and thank you. I'm overjoyed. I'm excited. I want you to know this will never be in vain. I will work for you, and I will be with you. CDC is the way, is my way.
Although I committed myself to doing an audit, this is the reason why. When the first time I saw this outturn was when the budget was submitted to us. It is not true that any member, as was exerted last Sunday, came to me to discuss issue of outturn. And I will show you the hypocrisy in a minute. When I saw this, I called my staff. They gave me the evidence of this money movement. And I will produce screenshots and documents to that effect at my trial of how money was moved. So I said, no, I don't want to implicate anyone. But what I will do, we must do the audit. So now they have even extended it to 2022. So we'll be asking the GAC, instead of just 2023 audit, to 2022 and 2023 to see what happened here. I'm not a financial expert. I'm not just going to throw charges. So I just want the public that this GAC audit will happen as I mandated. I wanted to see it at the end of 2025. At the end of October. That's what precipitated the fast hurry of spreading this resolution around. To prevent it, I want the audit. There was even testimony on Sunday that I prevented the audit. I want you to call the Auditor General of the Republic of Liberia. When the auditors were changed from here, when I was in the state. They call the GSP coming to complain because they send them 31 questions to answer.
I want to say to our newly citizen and members of coalition, the new people that's still here, I want to welcome them to the CDC and the CDC. If you know what I mean, and you go back. If you don't know, the children are just get a call, they will tell you. I'm officially welcoming them to the CDC and the CDC. Congress for Democratic Change and Coalition for Democratic Change. So you get whether our new members and honorable members of the legislature, I listen to all of you. When you call your name, you are joining the party. I listen for the crowd. Someone said, we want clear heart. We want clear heart. We want clear heart. We want clear heart. You ask it there, you tell it there, you want clear heart. But before they came on the stage, the president introduced said, in the bomb houses, these are the people that are working with us. So I tell you that they get clear heart. Because for 3 years you've been in power. These are the people that are empowering the government every day. So the only thing what they're doing here today, they are officially coming to you. So they have clear heart. Don't question people's love for you because you don't know their heart. But you need to watch their behavior. When their behavior is bad, don't question people's love for you because you don't know their heart. But you need to watch their behavior. Don't question people's love for you because you don't know their heart. But you need to watch their behavior. Don't question people's love for you because you don't know their heart. But you need to watch their behavior. Don't question people's love for you because you don't know their heart. But you need to watch their behavior. Don't question people's love for you because you don't know their heart. But you need to watch their behavior. When their behavior is bad, then they don't love you. When their behavior is good, then they love you.
Doma is my cousin. I was born in Nimakante.
You got birth certificate?
I come in now. Revin TikTok. Revin, you divorce your wife 2 times. You divorce a 2 wife woman.
You say you a lie? I only been married twice. I was divorced twice. You know jack about me. You don't want to say you were divorced your wife and she vote for CDC. Don't play with me. You don't know jack about me. You don't know me.
Doma is my cousin. I was born in Nimakante.
You got birth certificate?
I come in now. Revin TikTok. Revin, you divorce your wife 2 times. You divorce a 2 wife woman.
You say you a lie? I only been married twice. I was divorced twice. You know jack about me. You don't want to say you were divorced your wife and she vote for CDC. Don't play with me. You don't know jack about me. You don't know me.
Acknowledgement. Those of you who have come on, let me say good afternoon again. Good to see all of you. Good to have all of you on. Great people. Wonderful. Extraordinary. Massive. As you are, it is because of you we are here. Without you, we can. That is why you are so massive, so extraordinary, so great. Archie Brown, you've come on from where? You say Vocal Mission. Good afternoon. Asata Miller, you've come on from Red Light. And you said, good to be on the show. Good to have you on. We are inspired by your presence. Morris Saki, you've come on. You said, good evening, my brother. I'm watching from Kinjot Town, B Mountain right now. Good to have you on. Mary Tule, you are on from District 18, New Georgia Estate, you said. Good afternoon, Real Talk. Good afternoon to you. Emmanuel Nelson, you've come on from Buchanan City, Grand Bassa County. James D. Gale, you are following from 15th Street. Good to have you on, James. Hope that you are faring well. Jackson C. Pony of Iron Factory, Block C. a member of the intellectual center there called Block 13. Hope that you guys are faring well on that intellectual block in Iron Patrick, Block 13. Alfonso Boakai, you've come on from 72nd Boulevard. Junior Jekba, you're following from Minnesota, the United States of America. Thank you. You are coming in one after another in tongues, but time is of the essence. We acknowledge you as you come on. Time is of the essence. We've got a couple of things to talk about. The Secretary General of the Congress for Democratic Change, Jefferson Koji, ended a news conference not long on couple of missteps, interference with the legislature, specifically the House of Representatives, by the executive, he will say, and then the suspension of 11 persons or partisans of the Congress for Democratic Change. What we're going to do today, or in the next few minutes, you will have your say. I wouldn't talk much on this because the decision has already been taken. But I still reserve my analysis, or to put it in context. But I will give you the right to have your say first before I can share my understanding of the decision taken by the Executive Committee or the Congress of Democratic Change today, suspending 11 of its partisans in accordance with its rules, and they are to proceed to the Grievance and Ethics Committee of the party to look at everything, their behavior as partisans vis-a-vis the House of Representatives. And then the first name, Thomas Fowler, he responded. Thomas Fowler immediately, Jefferson Koji, before Jefferson Koji ended his news conference, Thomas Fowler already sent out his response or gave you a full understanding of that. So that what unfolded, he accused the government, let's talk about that first. He accused the government of interfering. He talked about the willful, deliberate, intentional interference of the legislature orchestrating the removal of the Speaker of the House of Representatives. He argued that President Joseph Yoma Boakai is fully the man behind the removal of Speaker J. Fonati Kofa. 2, Jefferson Koji said, not only is he playing a game with some partisans of unit of CDC, but the goal is to weaken the spirit, the resolve, and if possible, to leave the party in tatters, especially with few years into 2029. And remember now, you don't have to wait until 1, 2, or a year to the election before you start to play your cards politically, internally, and against your rival. You start from the very first day. So he or she is not in a pole position to rival you off the presidency. Another thing he said was that rampant corruption and rampant of budget spending, the order of the day in Unity Party government. And that his political institution is checkmating the government on these willful interventions or misuse of state resources. And then, after talking of those briefly, then he went to the crux of the press conference, which is the suspension of 11 persons from the party. 11 persons. I said I wouldn't share my opinion on this. I reserve my opinion. I want you, if you didn't listen, well, I will try to help you out, but I am convinced that very many of you listen because it was carried live on Kings 88.5, both the television and the radio. So we're convinced that you listen. Before then, I will read out the names of those individuals or partisans suspended temporarily, not expulsion. Please note, it is not expulsion. Neither is it indefinite suspension. He said temporary suspension. Temporary suspension means that the action can be taken at 2 o'clock and it is rescinded, or the person is forgiven at 3:30, or the person is forgiven 1 hour after, or 3 hours, or 1 or 2 days. That's why it is said temporary. The word temporary means the person who takes the decision can go back on that decision anytime and either reverse it or increase it or extend it, do whatever. It is not a permanent. When it is a permanent, then time frame is attached to it. So they say temporary, and the word temporary is also a reference for short. Short. That means in this context, the party wants to give itself the opportunity to listen to these partisans on why, how they did what they did in the party's opinion as wrong. So the party will create a scene, and any institution and anybody literate enough will do the same. So suspension, it doesn't say expulsion. Suspension doesn't mean grush. Suspension, temporary, it simply means that let's give ourselves time so that we look into the matter to see how we can find a solution going forward as an institution. That's what it is. So don't interpret it to mean that he suspended those people or expelled them. So here are the names. Here are the names of those who were announced by the party's Secretary General, Jefferson Koji, temporarily suspended. 1, Thomas Fowler. 2, Alexander Paul. 3, Isaac Cholopre. 4, Johnson S. Williams. 5, Julie Weir. 6, Momo Siafa Kpoto. 7, Ivor K. Jones. 8, Emmanuel Yar. 9, Clarence Gar. 10, P. Mac Jury. 11, Samson Q. Weir. These are the 11 partisans of the Congress for Democratic Change suspended by the party. And the announcement was made by the party Secretary General, Jefferson Koji. So before I can put this in context or share my opinion on it, I want you to have your say. Let's listen to you. It is all about you. It's not about us. We are only the medium by which your voice or voices are heard. We reach out to you and you can share your thought and your officials listen to you. So before I share mine, share yours. What do you make of the suspension? Are you satisfied with the suspension? Are you not satisfied with it? You think you wanted to hear suspension or indefinite suspension or expulsion? You just think you did not get what you wanted to have heard from the party's Secretary General Jefferson Koji today. Have your say first. You have the say. You got the right. Then later on, I can share mine on 0772 23 99 33 0886 30 44 97. The women line 0777 98 0375. Good afternoon.
Hello.
Good afternoon.
Yeah, this is Frederick Bro. I do join from Bajefat.
Besides the names I read, did you follow Jefferson Koji's press conference live on Kings FM?
Yeah, I follow other need, but my expectation is they needed to expel those guys, not to suspend it.
You wanted to hear expulsion and not suspension.
Yes. You got to go beyond, so, suspension.
All right. Thank you, sir. Hello. Hello?
Good afternoon.
Your name and where you call from?
My name is James Nambe, calling from Bokonjile this evening.
Let us hear your own feelings.
I concur with the Secretary General for action is in place because my representative who involved in that group attitude, Samson Weir, he wants to, at the time the campaign was running, he carried Jeremiah Kun to the people throughout the district there.
What you expected from Jefferson Koji? Did you expect suspension or expulsion?
Okay. I concur with the action is good.
So suspension is okay instead of expulsion.
No suspension after that. They need to be expelled because they are different.
Suspension or expulsion.
Suspension is okay.
Thank you. Hello.
Yeah, hello.
Your name and where you call from?
Yeah, I'm Jefferson Jedipo calling from District 13.
Yes.
Factory.
Let's hear you.
Yeah, seriously in line with the Secretary General, Mr. Honorable Jefferson Koji of the party. The suspension process is okay. We want to see what they can come and defend. If they can defend themselves through the right proceedings and through the law, we understand that their defending was okay. We can accept them back. But if not, they should be expelled.
Thank you. Thank you for calling. Have a nice day. Hello.
Hello.
Oh.
Hello.
Hello.
Yeah.
Cut the radio. Listen, Chief. Cut the radio off. Cut the radio off completely.
We have to give them due process. We always call for due process. Now it is our time to get it through due process. They hear from them the reason why they have to do it. If there is no justifiable reason, then we can get out of the party before they spoil the party.
That means you're satisfied with suspension against expulsion.
Yes.
Thank you, sir. Hello. Hello.
Thank you. Good afternoon, St. Andrews.
Good afternoon, sir.
Thank you. This is Hussein. I'm Hussein Kew, and I call you from Jacobstown. I listen to you, thank you, and I follow the press conference. But let me state this as my opinion. I think that process was fake it has no substance.
No. Listen, Chief.
Coming,
Listen. You have to understand the person who has the final say is the person who is controlling you, not who called. I said, share your thought between suspension and expulsion. I did not call or ask for whether it was fake, it was stage managed, or it wasn't. So you are a partisan of Unity Party, and I presume that you don't have much to say.
No, Sam. Wrong. It's wrong.
Yeah, but you immediately ran to it as being fake. What fake?
No, I mean, you know what? Sam, let me give you the background, right?
Hold on.
Let me give you the background.
You want to hold on?
Let me give you the background.
Hey, my man, listen. You want to hold on and listen to me. You start. There isn't anything fake. As a matter of fact, I should say to you and accept it. Your opening remarks were unruly. You don't do that. You want to apologize honestly.
Yes, Sam, I take it back. With all due fairness, I take it back. Now, so in line with your conversation, Sam, I got a little bit disappointed when I listened to Koji referring to civil
No, I'm not talking about that, Chief. You don't deviate. Hello.
Good afternoon, Sam. How you doing?
I'm doing fine, thank you. And you?
This is Elmo Car. Visually impaired car. I keep him for that to the fire. I thought the TS was going to be our matter. Because I think it's a matter now.
That's radio now. Radio for everybody.
I concur with the Secretary General because even in the governmental setting, if you are working in the institution, there will be certain warning letter. After warning letter, it's suspension. If you don't listen, it's expulsion. Mind you, the Secretary General has said they will be sent to the Grievance and Ethics Committee. Okay? So if the investigator they find liable of the charges brought for before they be expelled, because we are not operating on general justice. Mind you listen to the president last night. Our former president, we followed him last night, because this is why I started saying yesterday that last show to these guys that what they are doing, we are not happy on it. We cannot be here as a CDC member. Then you, the party, will say you're sitting there. The guy are portrayed provoking us. They are allowing them to go free. No. Suspension, go to the Grievance and Ethics Committee. Then later, if there is no way, and first of all, let me conclude quickly. But what I will see happening, sir, for what I foresee, the guy will start leaving. He will use that as an escape route to turn away from the party, and we will not regret that. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Have a nice day. Hello?
Good afternoon. Good afternoon, Sam.
Good afternoon.
I'm Philip Tamba. I'm calling from Upper Kawa.
Let's hear you.
Well, I welcome Jefferson Koji for that drastic action taken against those deviants that want to break down CDC and which they are unable. I welcome that action towards that, and then I challenge the Unity Party to do similar things, because they are accusing our political leader that he is behind the removal of Fudandi Kofa. So I'm challenging the Unity Party to do similar things. They should take similar action to prove their innocence. Thank you so much.
Thank you for calling. Have a nice day. Hello.
Good afternoon, Mr. Andrew. How are you?
I'm doing fine. Thank you. And you?
Hello?
Yeah, you are on.
Yeah, thank you. This is the people's governor. The most talk about district number 10 governor. I'm so easy, and I join you for my oral resident this afternoon. We want to say bravo to the party executive. Party took a good decision. That is good to give to the suspension. Is not bad to get in due process to go through the whatsoever. That's one of the unique things, because that's the same due process for which our own men, Father, we don't want to give the speaker. So it would be good for them to give them that while they are under the suspension, and then give them due process to go through to investigate and go through some of the matters. It's very unique for our party, but for now, the suspension is okay, because this guy, what they did, and it really high some of us as partisans of the party. No hurricane, they can continue to do some of these things. The party don't have a thing, or the party didn't take some of these strong action against some of that. If you will continue, people can keep doing things and just let them push out, because you forgave John Brown yesterday.
Thank
you
you,
continue to forgive other people, like some of the media police who carry the other people did it.
Thank you. Hello.
Hello.
Your name and where you called from?
Yeah, hello.
You are on the air. What is your name?
Okay, I'll do with them. I did not call my name for security reasons.
So that security thing you coming told that you won't call your name just to share your position between suspension and expulsion.
Yeah, that's what I want to do. The suspension, the whole thing. It is based on the investigation. It is very clear. They hear them say, then they have to come back to the party, they want the party won them.
Okay.
But you can just tell people will found do they feel the action of their back or their action.
Thank you.
When their action is proving get them guilty, they do expulsion.
All right. Thank you, sir. Hello. Hello?
Yes, hello.
Your name and where you called from?
Robert Madison is my name, and I call from Banana Town Hall.
Yeah, let's hear you.
Yes, thank you for the topic on the discussion. For me, I know the action that the Secretary General took to pertain to the suspension 100% in support of it. Why we wanted to hear from the Secretary General was suspension for time indefinite, most especially in the summer fire. Or summer fire should be suspended for time indefinite and to go through due process. All along, because if you could suspend everyone and they say maybe for time indefinite, but if you get the suspension that it's not very clear to us with the partisan. So I want to encourage the Secretary General along with the party hierarchies, to see to A to measure time to A or for time indefinite. Thank you.
Thank you for calling. Have a nice
day.
0772 23 99 33. Hello.
Yeah, Sam Andrew, how are you?
I'm fine. And you?
I'm doing good by His grace. I'm DT. We're calling from District 17. Yeah, for my contribution, I think the suspension is preferable because it's just similar thing that we are going through today in our country, where they're trying to remove the speaker. That's just that kind of a way. So I think we should give them due process. Maybe they have some genuine reason for which they did what they have done, and then if necessary, they can be expelled or whatever. But if you just remove them from the party without hearing from them, would be wrong. And that's the same thing the lawmakers are doing. They want to remove the head without hearing or hearing the case. Thank you so much.
Thank you for calling too. Have a nice day. Hello.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Oh, I'm Anthony calling from Jamaica.
Let's hear you, Antoinette.
Let me say thank you to my CDC executive member for the decision taken. I'm very welcome the idea. We've been a party that pushing the ideology of rule of law. I think it's necessary we take that step to give the people the time to come and explain before the executive, as it was in the communication, which of course Thomas himself acknowledged. So we look forward to seeing them. They really love the party to come to the convention so they can better explain themselves. Thank you for your time.
Thank you too for calling. Hello.
Yeah, good afternoon, Sam Andrew.
Good afternoon.
Yeah, let me tell you thank you this afternoon for this unique topic on the discussion. My name is Asia Gideon. I'm speaking from District 3 this afternoon, Sam. Sam, I always love your show because you bring the reality to the table for us to discuss to get the logic. Actually, the action that was taken by the Secretary General and also the mandate that was given for the political leader of this particular Congress of Democratic Change, it was very essential. Actually, these particular people, we are the ones that made these people. These people never make themselves. Actually, their action towards the party is complete. It's complete bar. It's complete bar. I don't even know how to classify these people, especially Tomo Fala. So the action of them, and I listened to the president carefully. The former president, he said they will be suspended for time indefinite. Let them go through the due process and get Andrew, can you imagine? Some of these guys they don't want for the speaker to go through due process. But now the Senate power telling them for them to go through due process. If all the funds get them for that, they will be
released from the party completely. And that action,
you're comfortable.
For me, I tell you, thank you for that.
You're comfortable with the suspension?
I'm comfortable, 100%, 300. Even Lionel said, when Lionel said with my hand, with my wife, I was so happy.
Thank you. Hello.
Hello, Mr. Andrew.
Good afternoon.
Yeah, good afternoon. Yeah, I think I support the suspension because the suspension will pave the way for what we telling the representative to do. So it will pave the way for proper investigation where everybody be satisfied with the outcome of investigation. Because setting there would be a jungle justice thing. I'm a partisan of CDC and I support the suspension.
Thank you for calling. Thank you for sharing your thoughts. Hello.
Hello.
Your name and where you call from?
Yeah, good afternoon, Brother. My name is Arvin Dana and I call for the UN draft. Well, Brother, let me appreciate it. I'm going for the talking point. Also, let me appreciate Almighty God for pumping breath into all our voice to be heard. The people around you, and like we are the common people that is behind the CDC. But I want to do the talking, but benefiting nothing for how you guys are talking. For me to went to the suspension to what you got there, who went on the altar, I think it's necessary. But the suspension should be get time so the man can go and explain itself why. But if you say for something indefinite, we got to here the party needs money.
No. Mr. Koji didn't say time indefinite. He didn't say indefinite suspension. He said temporary suspension.
Oh, okay, temporary. Okay, that's I mean, it's necessary because the party has to run. He made it have to continue to pay that due because the party has making it money to get it work. So they're supposed to bring body work to the party. We shouldn't allow the work to go there. Why they can't different political institution? So I think it's necessary.
Thank you. Thank you, Arvin, for having your say. Let's move to those who following on the watching live. Your comments, what you got to say about the party's decision to temporarily suspend 11 partisans of the Congress for Democratic Change. Okay. Duarte, no, we come to the American stuff. We were defeated. I was in for Kamala Harris. We were defeated, but that's democracy. Otis Opolua said we wanted them expelled. We wanted them expelled. James D. Garrett said, "What? Okay, you wanted suspension, and suspension has been granted them." And Morris Saki said, "Let them go." And who else? Okay, Amelia Lee Hussein. Sheikh Sila said, "We don't need any comment from you, Hussein. There's a CDC problem, not Unity Party. Keep away from our party problem." Okay, these are, if you continue to share write your comment, they will be read. So I gave you the right to speak first because we owe it to you. It is because of you that we are on every day. Thank you ever so much for sharing your thoughts. So last evening, on Face the Issues, AB had an extensive interview with the political leader of the Congress for Democratic Change and former president of Liberia, George Weah. And all that Jefferson Koji, or most of what Jefferson Koji said, the president, the former president and political leader of CDC, talk about those things. But this is how I want to start. Listen, I have not had the opportunity on very many occasions to interact with former President George Weah, except for few, and that wouldn't have given me a full understanding of who he is. Beyond that, we'll hear things about him, especially from a leadership standpoint, from Eugene Nangbe, Ledger Hureni, and the rest of the guys who will stay long with him. And at one point in time, something major happened. At that time, Unity Party was in opposition. And given the nature of it, any president will move to order his people to take action or will give direct action. And if you know that event that I'm referencing, it was worth taking action as a leader. But hear what Eugene Nangwe came out to say publicly, that we as nature, it's unprecedented, a mystery one. My words, I'm just paraphrasing how he described we are. That the situation warrant action. And given his position as president of Liberia, and it was so provoking and intimidating and tempting that any president would take action immediately against the opposition, no matter what people will say from the country and outside. But what Eugene Nagwe told everybody, he said they went to President Weah. Given the nature of what happened, they told President Weah to take action. As Eugene Nagwe, former information minister, at that time he was the Minister of Information before he was transferred to Maritime. He made it clear. He said when they met the president, after explaining everything, they told the president to take action because it warranted action at the time. And he said, President Weah looked at all of them and said, Eugene, you'll leave it. The people have the right. I know that it's hard to take. I know that it is provoking, but as a leader, you have to swallow the bitter pills. Not necessarily that I am weak, not that I can take action, Eugene, and all of you here, but you just have to look at a situation and let it go. It doesn't say that I am weak in myself as George Weah and president of Liberia, but you just want to avoid confusion. And what the Eugene said, the last comment from Weah that broke them down, he said, some people just allow themselves to be used by other people to cause chaos. But I will not buy into that. I will not give into it. Hearing Eugene Namwe explain that, the chill came on my skin. And beyond that, started observing, hearing, and a lot more. So that interview with AB last night on faced the issues with the former president. All those things that he was saying, fighting hard to pacify the situation was not strange. It takes a leader in person like George Weah to restrain his emotion and anger, given what is happening. Nobody feels comfortable with a person who, without regret, without taking anything into consideration, move on to stab you in the back. It takes a leader in a person in George Weah to do that. So in the interview, AB asked him about expulsion, that former Representative Gray said this, that he needs to be expelled, immediate action should be taken. And what did he say? He said he will opt for suspension after admitting that Fala's act was not right at all. It didn't represent him, and it brought the party into disrepute and a lot more. He said he would rather go for suspension and then the party has its bylaws and constitution, and all of what is needed to handle a situation like that, given the magnitude of it, are there. So what did he said after condemning T5 and calling him a saboteur, which means someone who undermines, someone who frustrates, someone who betrays, that he will recommend suspension. He felt and suggested that suspension will be okay. And if you are a literate person, you'll know that anybody, any leader who is speaking that way, calling for suspension, not necessarily the person is endorsing what the next person did, or that he or she can take action of expulsion. But the leader is looking beyond what you and I can see. That's how listening and watching that interview last night. President Weah is looking beyond CDC. He is institutional. Listen to how he responded to all of the questions that AB asked him. He took his time. He chose the right word to use. Why was he specific with his words? Because the atmosphere is fragile. And in that situation, as the leader, you don't want to exacerbate the already fragile situation, already tense situation, by using words that will not show any sign of bringing the situation under control. So former President Weah chose his words carefully. And his tone, he was appealing to the consciences of everybody. In essence, all of these people who are doing this, they have conscience. They are not small boys and girls. Moreover, they have their right, as the party has its right. Additionally, the party was very instrumental in getting them to where they are. So if they think that it is right, in their opinion, to do what they're doing to the party, well, the damage has already been caused, but we can go through a chain of talking and arrive at restoration. That whole interview, I sum it up in one word: the future of CDC. That's how I sum it up, listening to President Weah speak to AB. He was not condemning of anybody, any partisan. Neither was he all praising of the party. He admitted that the party has some faults. He admitted that the party made some mistakes along the way. He admitted. You go back, you listen to it. He was not defending one side and lambasting the other side. He gave a balanced interview that would help both parties charter a new course moving forward. And I'm convinced, truly, what I've always heard, that President Weah is a man of peace. He demonstrated it again in this situation. In our country, we know leaders in this place. We have seen, if it was any other person other than Weah, he is going to say a number of things in that interview that was going to cause stir all over the place and disorganize the party. But former President Weah tried to keep the party together. And that's the wisest things any leader would do. Not necessarily looking at the person who causing the problem, though it's important, but how to keep the party stable while we look at the cause or causes. And that's what he tries to do, to keep CDC stable, playing a twin mother role. And he admitted that he tried reaching out to some of the guys. They either delayed in picking up his call, or did not pick up his call at all. And he said he didn't have problem with that. That's their right. But it doesn't anger him in any way to say or do things. And the interview ended with a caution. So today, hearing Jefferson Koji announce suspension, it means, in my opinion, we are factor play. And that is how you go about it. So having listened to all of you, here is my take on the whole something, the second point, having talked about Weah's position as the leader. He did extremely well, and he stayed doing extremely well to keep the party together. Because in times of crisis, everything is on the leader lap. Everything stability, everything security, everything peace is on the leader's lap. The responsibility on former President George Weah and the former president of Liberia. And so he tries the best he can, and he's still trying, and I'm convinced that he will continue the best he can within his reach to make sure that this situation does not degenerate into further chaos that will affect CDC. The suspension was announced, and the party's Secretary General couldn't have put it as he did. To put it in context, one, the party needed to speak. Why the party needed to have spoken, and they spoke? Because of the intricate nature of the situation. The timing also is very significant. The party as an institution must raise or ring the bell to its partisans that all is not well. Something happened, and you guys, without remorse of your political institution, which would have involved consultation had you guys put on remorse, cause this problem. Hence, we need to come out publicly so that partisans all around the world will not reach the conclusion that the party is in support of what is happening, but rather they would know that the party is against by speaking out publicly. And I am convinced that is the reason the party, through Jefferson Koji, came out to make it public, and they were right. Any other political institution, and even out of politics, would do that. 3, those suspended, those names announced, suspended, not expelled, suspended, not expelled from the party. There is a difference between suspension and expulsion. Expulsion means they take you out of the party. All your document, all your satoka, you carry it. They erase your name from all the papers, the data, that's what they call expulsion. You aren't part of them no more. Suspension means you did something. Either it is too strong or it's not too strong. But they're not taking you from the party. You will stay there, and they will try to find out what happened, because nothing and nobody operate in a vacuum. Nothing and nobody operate in a vacuum. Everything that happens based on a cause. If it is intentional, there is a reason for that intentionality. If it is accident, there is a reason for that accident. Everything happened for, by, cause. So suspension, they say, let's sit down, we talk it out. So that's how you should carry. The people in suspended. So you can say CDC expert Thomas Faladin. They say temporary suspension. Temporary means short, S-H-O-R-T, short. That short time there means they will sit down together and talk it how it went. The other person will say, oh, no, we're not involved. Executive committee, you misunderstood us. Or we were involved. But these are the reasons why we were involved. It came out that we took money. We didn't take no money. This is how it happened. Just like that, they will sit down round table, they discuss as family. That is the reason why Jefferson used the word temporary suspension. They sit down as family and discuss it and move forward. Within this three of the contextualization, these guys are 11 and the party suspended them. Will they accept the party's action of suspension? Will they accept it? They need to accept if they are institutional. They need, if any one of them, if I were close to any one of them, I would tell that person, accept it. If they are institutional, they will accept it. Institutional means you know you are from the party, of the party, by the party. You took an oath. Nobody coerced you. Nobody bewitched you. You went to the party based on what you've seen or what you saw. And the party accepted you. And the party gave you the support, both moral and financial support. So you become institutional. You are no longer individual. That is why the party spoke publicly about these 11 individuals. If they were individual, the party would not have spoken because they will have no party. The individuals are those who ran as independent candidates. They owe it to nobody other than themselves. Nobody can call them to check. Not even their constituency, they will feel they're answerable to, because they ran as individuals. That's why in election law, they say independent. You don't get base. You don't get no political backing. You don't get institutional backing, rather. But if you went to the party and you went through the rudiments of the party, and then the party accept you, you went through how they call the primary and all other things, and the party support you financially and morally, the party instructs its partisans all around to turn out in mass and vote you, and they did in obedience to the party, and you become winner. You are institutional, and you are under obligation. You are obligated to the party. That's what it is. You are obligated to the party. When you are on your own, you choose not to get any other person assistance, but you think you can do it on your own. You are an island. Nobody, no institution will question you. That is why our election law say you can run on party ticket. When you're running on party ticket, you become institutional. When you're running on no party ticket, you're running on your own, you individual. So the party was right to call them to order today. And if they are institutional, they will listen to their party. They will not put on that ego or proud spirit. They will humble themselves, accept what the party says, and then they will move in to state their position. If they have no sinister motive and maintain their institutional selves, they will move in. But if individually they would think that they have reached, because they are representatives now, and they got 5 years, few months ahead of them, and they consider it very long to achieve anything they want to achieve, so they will not need to listen to the party, they will not need the party support again. Well, it will not mean well for them. It will still affect them going forward. I appeal to all of you guys. Remain institutional. Listen to your party. Go there. State your case. If ever was a time that you respect your standard bearer, in former President George Weah, now is the time. If ever was the time that you can prove to the rest of the world that you are not only institutional, but you stand with your party, now is the time. Moreover, within that, if these guys will choose not to adhere to the party and stay off the party, continue to do what they are doing, it will have a bearing on CDC, but I do not think that the bearing will be strong enough. And here is why. CDC has made itself. CDC is a brand. CDC commands 80 to 85% of the population of this country. CDC is an institution. CDC can turn anybody into somebody. CDC can make new representatives. If these guys choose not to listen to the party by going there or accepting their temporary suspension and decide to stay away, it will have a bearing. It's just like you have an institution and people just decide to go their way. It creates an imbalance for that time, because the institution will start thinking how to get such a situation solved. So they're going to be reordering priorities. But with time, they will get back on course. But until then, it will have that bearing. So if they choose not to listen to the party to go, and they want to be on their own, it will be. It will have that bearing. But that bearing will not be strong on CDC, and it will not take long. Also, on the other hand, the bearing will be strong on them. Here is it. Assume that they refuse to listen to CDC, their party, and they think they have reached, and so they move on their own. The first thing, they have no base. They become individual from institution. What's the base? What's the constituency? Who's going to support them? 5 years, 5 years, 5 years, few months, seem to be short, but it's a bit long. Long in a sense, too many events are going to happen within those 5 years. And some of those events might just turn on some of these guys' lap, and they will need institutional support. And they will not turn to CDC for support. They will be relying on individual senators and representatives and other people to show sympathy. And they will not get the support of all of their colleagues. Know this. We've seen this thing happen, people. We've seen this thing happen in many places, many times. The second thing that will happen to them, if they can't accept the party's decision to go and work it out, not only will they start experiencing these things, in that legislature, they are not doing what they are doing because they know that it is right. They know very well that they are on a mission. They were hired. They are mercenaries. They are being paid to do what the sponsors want them to do. So they are excited because money is flowing all over the place. They're eating good food, having good drinks, sleeping in what you can say, cozy atmosphere, and on. People healing them. They are discussing with their colleagues. They are exchanging great pleasantries. But that is only for a time. The shock will start to come in. Assume, let's take it hypothetically, the speaker is off and their aim is accomplished. They, in the next 1-2 weeks, will not be treated by the guys who want Fonati Kofa out as the way they are treating them like chicken eggs and teddy bears. Right now, they are holding them how when a woman holds a baby, she moving the baby from one end to another, tightly held so that the baby doesn't feel any pain, any hurt. It goes to sleep, taking care well. That's how they're treating these guys, giving them everything. Remember now, on a mission, you are treated with every kindness. It is all because they want to accomplish their aim, but they don't see you as an institutional person. They see you as a weakling, because an institutional person whom they know very well will not give into, will not kowtow in their power. So as soon as it is over, let's assume hypothetically this Fonati Kofa is off, the atmosphere will change. It will not be the same. When they elect Rachel Kuhn, it will not be the same merrymaking any longer. The merrymaking will have stopped. 2, they will start to look at the main issue now. 3, they will start to make changes. 4, there will be demands. 5, there will be wait on, meaning they will tell some people to wait the 20. 6, certain meetings, they will not go there. 7, when they get into the chambers, the whole atmosphere will degenerate into misgivings, hurt, pains, anger, frustration. There will be cuttings. Cuttings means the remarks that you use, like you see when they're on the floor. Hey, don't tell me this. And you hear them using invectives at each other. That's what they call cutting. The kind of elaborate way to say elaborate way, cussing. You see that on the floor because people will feel that they were robbed, they were used. You will see all of that on the floor. Another thing you will see on the floor, what they have been promised to receive when the mission is accomplished, they will not get it readily. They will not get it in time. Even if the discussion is on for them to get it, there will be some There'll be a twist. Say, no, let's hold on to this. It's not time here. Let's hold on to this. Let's hold on to that. Yeah, we know that you want to give this person this, but let's hold on there. Just like that. And then what happened? When a person accomplishes a mission, the expectation is high to receive his or her reward. When the reward is not forthcoming as promised, vexation sets in. These things are going to happen. And when you don't have a base, after you have left from being institutional to individual, you lost your base. You are on a sinking sand. The rest of the people now will not regard you much. Unity Party now will have the speaker position. The next thing that will happen as time passes by will be the coup to remove Thomas Fowler. And you, Thomas Fowler, whatever the situation that's going on over there, let me speak to you directly. Listen, if Angel Gabriel were to come down, if God were to send Angel Gabriel down on this earth, he will look in your face and tell you, look, what Sam Andrews told you is nothing but the truth. You better go back. Go back to your party, ask for forgiveness, and stay there because that's your base. When you stay here, you will lose it. Listen, all of us, we pray for long life. We pray that God give us long life to reach that time. Thomas Fowler, when everything is over, he will stay there, but he will not stay there permanently. Another coup will be initiated to remove Thomas Fowler from that position. Thomas Fowler base, Thomas Fowler fortification, Thomas Fowler War of Gibraltar, Thomas Fowler buffer zone is CDC. If Thomas Fowler just continue for whatever the reason and stays there, refuse to go to his party together with the other people, listen, Chief, you will lose that position. You think the people on the other side care for you? You think they have time? Just as CDC has the speaker and deputy speaker, they are envious. It's hurting the people by way. They want to have that. We know that for a fact from the very first day President Joseph Yuma Boaka was announced president of this country, the legislature got into full session on inauguration day. It started. They wanted the chosen one from among them, Richard Kuhn, to be the speaker. And all of us know the various reasons. They still want Richard Kuhn to be speaker. And that's why you see Richard Kuhn. Look at Richard Kuhn amongst the people. Last week, I think the first year when Thomas Fowler went there, after they greeted Thomas Fowler, he took his seat. And then there was a break. Who they were greeting as if he had become speaker. They were greeting Richard Kuhn. All of them shaking Richard Kuhn's hand. As if Richard Kuhn was announced the speaker. What that tells you? That this is the one we put in forth. So all the time Richard Kuhn is in the midst of his colleagues. Watch his countenance. Richard Kuhn is smiling. He relaxed. He said, as long as this thing go on, I'm already speaker. It's just a matter of time before Fanatic Kofa is off. He's just smiling. Every gathering, man, smiling. When he sat down, he opened his coat. He facing his tie. He lay on the right side of the chair. After a few seconds, then he lay on the left. The man relaxed. He ain't worrying. You know what he's showing by all those signs? Our surrogates are working for us. When you lose your institutional balance, there is every likelihood you will be thrown through the window and you will regret it and say, if I had known. What I'm explaining to you is in the very holy Bible that God gave us. That's why God forbade betrayal. Because if you betray, you never ever enjoy the fruit. No one, since God created the world, nobody who ever betrayed a person went on to live in peace, unity, love, enjoy the fruit of his betrayal. Nobody. You know why Judas Iscariot hung himself? God was only telling us this is how it ends when you betray. That's the reason God put that there. That is the reason. Look up, all of you who are Christians, you look up it in the Bible. All the people who allow themselves to be used into betraying, what happened to them? You look at all, and you come back to me and tell me, Sam, everybody were enjoying themselves. Everybody who engaged into such, they never had peaceful life. They never had comfortable life. Because you know why? It is divine. It is already a sealed prophecy. It is already a foregone conclusion. The outcome is disastrous. That is why you want to be very careful. Very careful. Apart from these political stuff we're talking about, these people, you can pick up lesson from here too, wherever you are. Whether you're in a relationship, you're in that office, you're at that business center, you're in that social organization, religious organization, in church, wherever you are, you have to guide against. Don't allow yourself to be used by people to betray the next person, because the outcome is disastrous. So that what's going to happen? They need to go to their party if they are institutional. Because what is happening is temporary. This whole thing is not going to last long. It's going to end. And once it ends, the atmosphere changes. It will not be the same. It will not be the same merrymaking. It will change. Dissatisfaction will set in. Commotion or confusion will set in. Pockets of gossips will evolve. Small meetings will be taking place. Telephone calls will be flowing here and there on, my man, I can't believe what I just heard. All that we did. I just heard from Representative so and so that we're not going to get this. And in fact, they don't even see us. You're going to have all of those things happening. Listen, my people, put this in a religious context also, because we are Christians. The Bible is the model of leadership. It spells out the good pattern of leadership and the wrong pattern of leadership that we ought not to follow. Once that happens, the atmosphere, the aftermath is always confusion, misunderstanding. You will never have it going the way it was the first time. Therefore, you guys who are partisans of CDC, you go back. You go back, you listen to your party. The party is not against you. The party, I don't think they're going to take stronger action against you. No, you people are men and women enough. You people are complementing each other. One person is not independent of the other. The party is not independent of you guys in the House as CDC representatives, nor CDC representatives are independent of the party itself. You guys are institutional, and you guys are complementing each other. That's what makes it a party. You listen to your party. You go back. Don't allow, lastly, don't allow the public to make mockery of you. Listen, whether you like it or not, this is the reality. This is the aftermath reality. You guys' security at stake. Besides your reputation, you guys, you CDC 11 guys, your security at stake. I beg you, I appeal to you. I'm only trying to send a simple logic across to you guys. Not imposing, because I can. We can only speak to the consciences of each other intellectually to see reason. You guys, security at stake. Here is why you guys' security at stake. Listen carefully. Seditions are die-hard partisans. I have never seen partisans like these people, even though I've not traveled to all the countries around the world. But what we have seen from seditions, they live in the party and the party lives in them. They can never trade. Seditions can never trade the party for anything. They have never, no matter the circumstance, left their party. They see CDC, besides God Almighty, they see CDC as their direction. They look up to the party. And that is why when the party called seditions to assemble, you see multitude. Multitude. In fact, not multitude, but multitudes. Because there's a difference between multitude and multitudes. In the Bible, we see multitudes. And that's how seditions are. If you just give seditions the space, they will take the entire Moravia. The entire Moravia. These people, as I see them, these people, they outnumber by 5 all of the political parties in this country. And they stick to their party. They cherish, they love their party. And the reason why you are respected, Thomas Fowler, Alexander Paul, Cholople, all of those guys, Jefferson Koji announced today, the reason why you are respected is because of the partisans respect you, is because you are their partisans. That's the reason they respect you. But if you reach to the point to sway from them or to turn your back on them, Chief, this thing has security implications too. I beg you, look at it. You don't allow money to fool you. That's why God said the love of money is the root of all evil. It's the root of all evil. That line is not only, it can cause you into demonic things then, but also insecurity. You look at it good. Because when you get the money now, you just feel that you have reached everything okay, you forget about yourself. These partisans are angry. They are vexed. You can't tell me that everywhere you go, they feel comfortable with you. You don't want to break your alliance. You don't want to break your relationship with your backbone, with your pillar, with your foundation. You go back, you listen, you accept the temporary suspension, you go there and you say sorry. What God said in Proverbs chapter 15, verse 1, he said, calm words turn away wrath. If you went there and just say, yes, we accept the suspension, we're sorry for everything that happened, it's not going to be this way again. The party executive committee, along with the stand-up bearer, former President Weah, will have nothing to say, but rather let's embrace our brothers and welcome them and move forward from here as a party. Because there's no other decision beyond apology. Nothing else. That's why God said, calm words. Calm words mean admittance of your guilt, admittance of your fault. Calm words turn away the wrath. Wrath means punishment. So what Jefferson announced today is a temporary punishment. So when you go and tell the party, yes, this thing happened, I'm sorry, and it's not going to happen again, that wrath of temporary suspension going to be removed. I appeal to you guys. You're listening to wisdom. Your partisans are angry. They are vexed. If you guys continue to be adamant, your security is at risk. What you're doing cannot help you. It will not save you. It's not a false security. It's not even a security for you. Assume that you're somewhere and you came under some attack. Partisans of CDC will not go there. They will not risk their life for you. Some of you people, CDC partisans, they risked their life for you people. There were situations that you guys got in, and the partisans, they went there. Some of them got wounded. Some of them got hurt. You think they were doing it because they like you so much? The only reason why they went there, insert themselves into the situation to save you, because you are their partisan. You are sedition. And with this situation, if it continues, and you find yourself in a situation you think they will go there, the only thing you are hearing saying, la man not part of all again, la man not part of, la man betray the party, la man sedition. I beg you all. This could go for anybody, any political institution. You listen to your party, you go back. You sit down and you discuss it. President Weah is willing to hear you out. The party's executive committee is willing to hear you out. It's not a war. Don't think that it is a war between you and your party. Don't give anybody the understanding that it is a war between you and your party. It is not a war between you and CDC. You just took a decision that the party cannot understand, and the party wants to know why and how you took that decision so that they can advise expressly. And that's what an institution does, and an institutional person will go to the institution to do. So I beg you, you're good. Now let me conclude this with Thomas Faller's reaction after Jefferson Koji gave that suspension announcement. Thomas Faller gave his response. Thomas Faller gave his response to CDC. He gave his response. Hear what Thomas Faller said. This is Thomas Faller's response. Listen carefully. He said, "To my beloved CDC family, to my beloved CDC family," that is how he started. That's the first line. "My love and loyalty to the Congress for Democratic Change and to our leader, President George Weah, have been unwavering since day one. Together, we have endured trials and celebrated victories, always with the dream of a better Liberia in our hearts. I have always sacrificed for CDC, and I demonstrated this during our most recent campaign in Lofa, where, under the sound of bullets and intimidations, we gave everything to improve our party's presence from a humble 7% in 2017 to an impressive 37% in 2023. Though the ultimate outcome did not favor us, the campaign remains a proof of our commitment to the party. I have always been willing to go the extra mile for this party, and this is something I will always do. Thomas Fowler went on in his reaction after Jefferson Koji press conference. I want to make it clear that my actions in the legislature are motivated by a deep love for our country, my party, and a desire to see Liberia move forward. The decision I made on Capitol Hill is always driven by a commitment to transparency, accountability, and the greater good of our nation. It is my hope that in time, you will see these actions for what they were, an effort to protect and uplift Liberia and our dear CDC. In light of recent developments, I welcome the party's decision to suspend me pending investigation. I fully submit to our internal process led by the Grievance and Ethics Committee, understanding the importance of addressing the concerns as raised. This process is vital for maintaining the integrity of our party and restoring the trust of our members. I stand ready to cooperate fully with the hope that we can emerge stronger and more united in the years ahead. Thomas Fowler concluded, as we move forward, I hope that we can find it in our hearts to continue working together for the betterment of Liberia. Our journey is far from over, and there is still much we can achieve as a united force. Let us remember the core values that brought us together and strive to uphold them, no matter the challenges we face today. With all my love and gratitude. Deputy Speaker Thomas Fowler position. Well, he couldn't have said what he said. Can be critical, can be analytical of this. Let's accept it. I think this is in line with Proverbs 15:1. He said he's not against his party. His party remains his party, even though he didn't indicate it in there. But I don't think that he's thinking about leaving CDC. I think he admitted that there is a problem, as evident that he's willing to submit to the Grievance and Ethics Committee of the party. Partisans of CDC, I should tell you, accept it. Hold Thomas Fowler for this. Give him the benefit of the doubt. Stop insulting. Stop using those bad words and stop threatening. They will not help. Your standard bearer, President George Weah, last night was not angry, didn't say anything that would anger anybody in the party. He tries the best he can to hold the party together in times of crisis, because this is a crisis. And as the Bible says, a house divided against itself cannot stand. So former President Weah and political leader of the party is trying the best he can in this situation to keep the house of CDC united than divided, because the enemy looks for a divided house to take advantage of and scattered it. You stop insulting them. You stop using those who say in Labyrinthine, those kind of cursing. You don't curse them. Follow the direction of the party's political leader, George Weah. President Weah is not insulting. He's not vexed with anybody. He's trying the best he can to settle it. This is not a grave issue that cannot be settled. This is not the first time CDC is experiencing things like this. CDC has overcome many, many challenges more than this. So you want to be peaceful in yourself, in your spirit. Don't curse them. Don't say anything bad to them. Just appeal to them to see reason, to stay with the party, and it's going to get better. No better way to put the enemy to shame than holding together in this time of crisis. That's how I thought I should put that into context. Let's take a few calls on this, and then we'll move to something else. Tomorrow is national holiday. They say we should pray, fast, and pray for the nation. Hello. 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 Chief, you are on the air. You call, you can say anything? 0772 23 99 33 0886 30 44 97. The women line 0777 9803 75. Hello.
Hello.
Yes.
Good afternoon. Good evening. Don't from 19th Street.
Yeah, let's
Hello.
hear you. Let's hear you. Your colleagues are waiting to come on. Speak.
Yeah, I'm calling upon all citizens under my voice. Let us all come together. Let's understand one another. Thomas Fowler is a man. I always say it over the UMC radio station. He will never betray the CDC. I'm John Pombo from 19th Street.
All right.
He is a man. We the citizens. We are missionaries. We are Italians, mafias. We are working. We know what we are doing. He know what he's doing.
All right,
One
Chief.
day.
Thank you. Hello.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes, you are on.
Yeah, I'm Jefferson calling from Battery Factory District number 13 once again. Yeah, we, the partisan of the party, we don't have problem with Tomo Farah really. But his action, you need to face in due process from the party. Then we can accept him back.
Thank you. Have a nice day. Hello.
Sir, how are you?
Fine.
I'm okay. I don't the line. You know, since sitting here listening to you, and I hope the guys or somebody around them were able to listen and give them some advice. But the situation that we are in, saying a kind of complex, a kind of confused. Because sitting here listening to that reading that Thomas Father for us, we will listen to that thing and say he got different thing under his sleeve. We will see. And one thing the president said last night is that when he plays calls to him, he always picks the score. For now, let me say for now, he has not used any denigrating word against the party or President Weah, as far as I am concerned. So as he said, we hold it as that. He has committed himself to go to the Grievance and Ethics Committee. So we hold it as it is, as citizen. Look, let us hold it as it is, and also pray. Because we don't know the situation we find ourselves in. Things are going on in this country. It's not easy. So we hold it as it is and pray for them and hope that they will be able to do the needful for our country to move forward. Yeah, the party at last. Thank you. I appreciate that. May God bless you for the wisdom. Thank you.
Thank you too for calling. Have a nice day. 0772 23 99 03 0886 30 44 97. The women's line 0777 9803 75. Hello.
Good afternoon, Mr. Andrew. How are you?
I'm doing fine. And you?
Yeah, thank you. This is the governor back on the line, district number 10 governor, Ramso Isaac. You know, what I really see in the whole thing is, you getting me?
We are listening to you.
Yeah, thank you. What Mr. Fowler should have done, you know, with the communication he wrote to the party in response of the press conference today, I think it was prudent as a hierarchy of the party because he's one person who was strategic position in the party. With the kind of decision that he took in the house there, it was something that he should have reached the party hierarchy then, his other colleagues then at the party. We're not talking about we would have just the member then. That the member now, because of the way he behaved, that was making the member angry. And you know, with some of the reaction, if you're coming consult somebody hierarchy, they say, oh, John, I'm taking the decision because of so as well as the reason. But instead, he told the people that he went to settle matter. How you can go settle matter, then you will go settle matter, now you go preserve. Instead of you coming by, you can't come by, you say settle matter. If you to say me and my woman are together, you go, you already get you woman, then you say you now go your own woman, but you go once settle case with your woman, family people. Then you go to the place now, you leave there, you can't come back. And what happened in Nanato? But the matter you went to settle now, you start knocking gamble, what you're saying is that you start knocking pool. You say each year you start presiding. So almost like you want to take your boss place. That's why everybody look at it. So to convince the common people now, I think he said the letter is why it's true that it's part of it, but there's a need for you to have press conference and keep appealing or making the citizen to understand the decision you took. But nobody know about it. So now you already got like the time you were going, if you could tell somebody I told the decision because that's why he's reason, but the party now know nothing about it. So the suspension you honor, he will be sent for his suspension. It's not that they expel him for his suspension. So the suspension, through that suspension, you explain yourself. Thank you.
Hello.
Hello.
Yes, let's hear you. Your name?
Anthony, once again from Jamaica. You know, we can accept some of Pala, but to be real, some of Pala don't do well. Some of Pala previously told the Liberian people and CDCs that he first the appearance to the so-called majority blood was to settle matter. So how come after settling matter, he didn't come back to Liberian people to tell them his reason against it? The matter I want to settle, you know,
you went off. Martha Dennis said they will not be trusted. Clady Addison said, wow, you are talking. Hello? 0772 23 99 33 0886 30 44 97 0777 9803 75. Just few calls and then we'll move to something else. Hello? Yeah? You want to cut your radio off. When you cut your radio off, then you will come on. Hello?
Yeah, hello.
Yes, your name?
My name is Orita Samuel, calling from District 1.
Yeah, Orita, lower the radio so everybody will understand you.
Yeah, my concern is to do while the party people, we the party and the law making the house.
You're very there?
Yeah, we very there.
So what do you very there for now? Hey, lower the radio, move. Tell the little girl to carry the radio. Cut the radio off.
Yeah, we fell them because for one reason why we put them in our house for they not doing they doing different things. They won't listen to other people to spoil our party. So we fell for them.
Yeah, so you Vena, what do you do?
We're looking up to our president. We're looking up to him.
Anything he said I want you to do, eh?
Yeah.
Yeah, but the president
Yeah, I want to find out our president is a country on his head, bro.
Well, I know, I can tell you, I know, I only listened to him on the radio yesterday. Okay. Thank you for calling, yeah?
All right.
Hello?
Hello?
Yeah.
Yeah, our lawmaker name, what will put in the
So, your name, I'll call your name.
My name is Susanna from Party District 13. Susanna Bebe from Party. The problem when I get with Tomo Fala made me cry the day la year la Tomo Fala join with la people are cry. Because the thing that made me cry just too much time for our president to just lead them. La one is all on the chakra la. That one made the chakra in the water la. It really made me to cry. We want to honor them, they swallow do the thing that we put in there for. We put in there to do our work, then they do it. President, we will come back and somewhere and you go and you will not come back. Then all of them want chocolate and make me feel a cry day and night for that thing that they're doing in our house. The people will laugh at us. The people will laugh at us. Why they making it to laugh at us for now? We don't have maybe more in a community. So that thing is doing when they not come to that cell and swear on it.
Oh?
That's swear on it.
You swearing at people?
I swearing at people while they don't want to do our work.
No.
They want to do our work. They want to do our work. Look at me, Tomo Palabene, Pate, Elwa Promote, you're not still working for district. I think we go where SCT for a penny. Like, you know, one more can join with the people so they can laugh at us tomorrow. We cannot get no fear. They say you don't get no lawmaker again in our house. So like,
that the thing they're telling you?
Yeah, they say, I say you want get lawmaker in the one. Now you don't get no lawmaker there. That few you get there now. That the last tree we get in the community.
Hey man, so when you hear that one, when they tell you that one, you can feel bad, eh?
I can cry. It can make me to cry.
Amen.
It can make me to cry. Just say, they the BB people, they supposed to stand by off so long our president now is see, they supposed to stand by off, let we get hope on it. But nothing they want to do it. They don't want to do it.
Yeah, but don't cry yet. Don't get discouraged. Don't mind the thing they're telling you. They just want to make you feel bad. CDC get plenty of lawmakers there. Stay, yeah? Yeah, they stay there.
The what we get now, y'all we're on a station now, y'all the one we keep on our for to get lay hope. But our lawmaker and our show order.
Yeah. Don't worry. Don't worry. They stay with the party. CDC get plenty of lawmakers in the hostel, yeah?
All right.
Yeah. Have a nice day, mama. Hello?
Okay.
Hello? Hello?
Yeah, hello. Hello, St. Andrew?
Yes.
Yeah, thank you for the program. I'm following you too. What happening is not something strange. These things happen from some of us that read Bible. We saw it in the scripture. This thing happened between Lucifer and God. When he betrayed God, he was kicked down to earth and he going through the consequence. When Judas Iscariot betrayed Jesus, we saw what happened. He hanged himself. I just want to give you a little story. There's a church that split. I would not call their name. And the total went out. Half of them went out, or majority went out, and they leave the pastor. You know what happened now? The people that went out, they are crying that they want to come back to their pastor. Because after there was uncomfortable, they are not satisfied with the atmosphere and things out there. So they are fighting now to come back. So the question, what because the pastor that has divided the church, he's going to remain alone? That's just the same thing going to happen to Thomas Fala. I'm not praying for you, but that's just the truth. He will never leave his conscience free. He will intimidate himself because of his action. How much money so much? The money you get, you will not carry anywhere, Thomas Fala, but your character is more expensive than anything on the earth. Thank you guys so much.
Thank you for calling. Have a nice Thursday, Wednesday. Hello.
Yeah, good evening.
Yeah.
Yeah, my name is James. We are joining from Sando County, the deepest area, Bokonjide.
Let's hear you from Bokonjide, Sando County.
Yeah, I don't know whether you pastor in your church.
What happened?
Yeah, Mama, you gave analysis, some of all our verses. I think my heart, decided to calm down. Yeah, I think I like that. I love the way you can appear on talk show. I let God continue to bless you.
Amen.
But I think though that you are feeling there, that you are talking about now, if there are some people they need to come or at least to apologize to the party, while they say they must be on suspend for the meantime. Because leaving a party too, it will be a political check to them, because if they have the intention of running 2029, no party will go to that will hold them. You see, because of their attitude. So I think they need to come out. While you are saying, they need to come out to tell the people, to tell the citizens that sorry, it will not be repeated again. But what the attitude, it will make people not to trust in the party. See, so I think thank you very much for your talk show this evening.
Thank you too for calling. Have a nice day. Hello. Hello. Yes, I'm good.
Hello,
I'm good. I'm good, Chief. Let's hear you.
Thank you. This is something I speak to you on the radio.
But how you sounding so? You in a hole, eh?
Listen to that. Why someone has gone right after the press conference is not enough. Although someone has instructed views and disgraced the party. Can you imagine the hierarchy of the party wants to talk to him? It's working on offset and put and making one for people these people. And the girl, one for people they have a people party. Okay? And we said this for me in the chat room. I mean, I'm friends on that with me. I
Okay,
said that
Chief.
from the one I said someone will betray the party for what I see after the very first day.
Okay.
And it's not bad.
Okay. Thank you. Hello. Hello. Yeah, okay, few more, just few, one or two, and then we'll move on to something else. If not, okay. Thank you ever so much. You spice it up. I appreciate it. So that's what it is. Leave it as it is. Former President Weah is in control. He has everything under control. They will go to the party, they will listen, and it will be resolved. Yeah, they are 11 partisans of CDC. Thomas Fala, Deputy Speaker from District 1, Lofa County. Alexander Paul, River G, District 1. Isaac B. Cholople Wo, District 2, River G County. Johnson S.N. Williams, District 3, River G County. Julie F. Weah, District 2, Lofa County. Momo Siafakpoto, District 3, Lofa County. Ivor K. Jones, District 2, Magibi County. Emmanuel Yao, District 4, Magibi County. Clarence Gar, District 5, Magibi County. P. McJury, District 1, Maryland County. And Samson Q. Weah, District 2, Sino County. So, the people of America made their decision, discouraged, but it is their right. That's democracy. When I say discouraged or use the word discouraged, because I was rooting for Kamala Harris. I wanted an unprecedented record to be set in the American political culture with the election of Kamala Harris, a female, but it didn't go as I wanted it to have gone because I'm not the one with the responsibility. They are on that side of the wall and they decided as per their system setup. So Donald Trump went above the electoral threshold, the electoral college, 270. The threshold, and he went beyond 270, overwhelming. That means vast majority of the people of America fancy Donald Trump, and he is now the president. Kamala Harris lost. She came below, far below, I think two, I'm not too exact, so I can give her number. But I wanted her to win, but she didn't. And so that's it. I opted. But yes, what I want to say, listen, God is great, man. God never lies. Listen, America is an ironic society. America is a paradox of itself. What do I mean? It's as simple to understand. America will always impress and impose what in their opinion is right for society, but they are not ready for it. Yet they will portray it like they are democratic, like they are not a male chauvinistic society. when they are male chauvinistic society, meaning a society in which men dominate women. Since God created the world, America came into being as a country. They've never elected a woman president. I may be wrong. Maybe somebody served a female, but we have not heard, neither have we read from their history books. They've never. All those years, you know what it means? The culture is not open to woman president. If it will ever happen, it will take God's miracle. And interestingly, God does not meddle into domestic politics, as we see in the Bible. What the people want is what he accepts, because he is a democratic God. The people said, the multitude, they said, Jesus is before Pontius Pilate. He's on a legal trial facing the judge. And the judge adduced all of the evidence and reached the conclusion that this man is not guilty, because what you people brought before me as evidence, having assessed them, they are not strong enough to found him guilty. But the people democratically kept on shouting and shouting and screaming and overwhelming. Say, crucify him. Let his blood be on us and on our family. Give us Barabbas and crucify him. Pontius Pilate was in a confused position judicially or legally. So what did he say? The will of the people must prevail. And that's how Jesus was sent to be executed or crucified. So when the majority has will, you can do nothing. The majority went for Donald Trump. And as per the American system of the Electoral College, you have to obtain 270. He went beyond 270. It means a vast majority, the vast majority of the people overwhelmingly chose him as the lesser of two evils. America has never been open to a woman president. But they would go into countries, they will impose, they will dictate, they will insist. I know it for a fact because we had the opportunity to have attended a couple of meetings with these people at the National Elections Commission, with political parties, party stakeholders. They telling political parties that you need to get women on the list. Your women's participation. Well, we want to see women doing this. We want to see women doing that. All they're saying, they even influence the National Elections Commission to make sure that women contest the presidential elections, because most of the women in this country, they had that apathy for the presidency. Even a couple of years back, I had the opportunity to have interviewed either Gongwe and Botokane. What did they say? They said they were not going for the presidency. For them as women, they only want the presidency, even though it was difficult, but they were going to try. It is from those conversations that the women started developing their appetite for the presidency. But they were not thinking about it. It wasn't part of their life. So they were influenced, and their position was right. Together with other international stakeholders, they were right to appeal, to allow them to see reason, to open up the political space for the participation of everyone eligible by the criteria to vie for whatever office, and the presidency was of vital importance. That's how we start moving around. And then Ellen came, though not too sure, but she was determined, and it worked for her because we had the same thing. We had the same male dominant. Our culture was flooded with men. From 1847 to 2005 or 2004, because Ellen broke the ceiling in 2005. Male dominance. Our culture too was not even dreaming of that. Our culture was conservative. They fend off women. They wouldn't see women or women as desirable for the presidency over those years from 1847 until 2005, when Ellen resisted every odds, and she broke that by becoming the president of Liberia. Whether that will happen again, I do not know, but I hope that we can have another female president. Yeah, it's the godfather of democracy. Yeah, it's a country that proud itself of having absolute knowledge and control of everything in the world. Its presence is in almost every part of the world. Yet, as a democratic culture they claim to be, they are conservative. They are adamant to women becoming a president. They have never been supportive of it. If it was Donald Trump versus another man, I don't want to believe we'll be talking about Donald Trump's victory. But the reality is Donald Trump was against the weaker vessel, as God said. And the American culture said, we want no woman. We ain't ready yet. We ain't ready. Look at the women that try. Great women, highly educated, vast knowledge in politics and other fields of life, having the in total of America's political culture. They said, no, we ain't want you. You're going to say that. They chose men. America is not open. And I don't think that a woman president will ascend to the American presidency anytime soon. I hope for us, we can have another female president. If it is not 2029, but it should just happen. And we pray and hope that with God hovering us, we can have long life to see that and give testimony to it. At least we are better off than America. We are better Liberians. Politically, you can raise your head high. You can hold your hands up. You can tell them that, yes, we are democratic than you think you are. Because since your existence, you have never been open to a woman presidency, a woman president, but you have always instruct and imposed on other countries of having women as president. You claim to be democratic enough, yet conservative. So we say congratulations to Donald Trump and all the Trumpers. He was there first, so he understands the presidency. And there's one thing I know, it's not going to be easy because the first time it wasn't easy. Two things. Let me single those two things up and then we go. Two things. And those two things, I think I go with him with it. One, Donald Trump never ever pretend. Donald Trump never ever pretend with his faith. Unlike our president here who will pretend because of how he look, won't please everybody as if it's possible to please everybody. Donald Trump will make his position clear as a Christian. He stands on his faith, by his faith, or his faith. Nobody radicalized his faith. Nobody tried to tempt him. Nobody tried to sway him from his faith. And that is good. When you put God first in everything, when you acknowledge God, your reign, not only will it be okay, but the next time you want to come in, God himself will be with you. The second thing, he never take anything of right. And that is why the LGBT community in America and other parts of the world don't like him. So his re-ascendancy or back into the presidency is going to be tough. And I don't want to believe that community voted for him. That LGBT community. I don't think they went for him. They went for Kamala Harris because she is a Democrat. The Democrat is liberal. You saw Barack Obama. They accept everything. They are free thinkers. Free thinkers are those who accept everything. They are not conservative. If you look at a person or if you tell a person that you are a free thinker and you think that you are saying something good, listen, that person who knows will be afraid of you. Some people, I've heard people in political gathering at attire shop and other places, I am a free thinker. So and they think they're saying something good. A free thinker is that person, look up the phrase. A free thinker is that person that accepts any and every belief. And anybody who is open to all and every belief, that person is dangerous. Not only is he or she vulnerable, but it's dangerous also. Moreover, it is ignorant. There's one belief. So Trump never compromises that. That's one of the characteristics he has, and I like that. That's good as a Christian. So that LGBT community, I think they vote for him. I don't think they went for him because his first term, it was not easy. He dealt with them. They never liked him. But the Democrats say, oh no, you can go ahead. That you're right. God respects everybody's right. All kinds of stuff. Trump said no. God said one man, one woman. I think the Democrats, they will have to change their policies. They have to change their political approach going into election. They'll have to start cutting down and laying aside some things. Yes. And sometimes it's just good to take a radical stand. And it'll work for you. It's just good to take a radical stand. Trump, radical status, I think, helped him. Yeah. Okay, thank you. Yeah, LGBT. Trump radical status helped. It was a factor. It was a factor in this whole stuff. Yeah. But America, no. America is not a democratic country. They portray themselves. All those years, man, we are more democratic than America. We are more democratic. We can boast of a female president in Ellen Johnson Sirleaf. And who knows, going into 2029, who knows, well, we might produce another female president. Who knows? It's possible. Yeah, America, what can they tell us? We can look in their faces and say, you are conservative, you have never elected a female president. Why haven't you? They can look at us and say, you broke that ceiling. You broke the male dominance. You did extremely well with the election of Ellen Johnson Sirleaf. Yeah, Clady Addison. Clady said Donald Trump is not someone who pretends. This is so true. Yes, that's who he is. That's who he is. Alvin Faber Fremont said it's LGBT. Yeah, man. So let's go. Let's take a few calls on this and then we go home. Your impression. Let's go straight. 0772 2399 33 0886 3044 97 0777 980375. The women line, and then we are out on the show. Get ready for tomorrow. Hello. Lower the radio or cut it off. Hello.
Hey, Mr. Andrew, how you doing?
I'm cool. Cool as twice as wise and wise as mice.
Thank you. This is Austin Walera Street and you from District 18. So you got me?
Yeah, we're listening to you. What are you waiting for?
So you see, this strong guy has been my favorite presidential candidate all alone. And yesterday, after we listened to some of the result, I took a serious glass of water and said, God, you have done it. And just what you have said, the LGBT that is around the world, I think you're gonna deal with them because he's one person who go against it. Seriously. And I think if he does that, God will bless him and give him double blessing because God himself said that kind of a thing. You see? And I like the way you analyzed me this afternoon as a better self on Bougon that you were asking whether you are a bishop. You have said it all. Thank you, brother.
Thank you for calling too. Have a nice day. Hello. Hello.
Hello.
Yeah, you are on the air. 0772 2399 33 0886 3044 97 0777 9803 75. Few calls, few input, and then we out. That's what it is. So congratulations to Donald Trump. We didn't win, but we accept. We congratulate the other side, and we'll move on. Hello.
Yeah. Hello.
Yes.
Yeah, Sam. How you doing, sir?
Cool as ice, twice as wise
James
and wise as mice.
And I call you from Lake Street.
Let's hear you, James.
Church. Yeah, so I'm one of the persons that highly supported Trump because of his stance. He's a bold person. He doesn't know how to mix his words. So, and he's a peaceful man, also a businessman. So people did not understand the first time when he ruled America, but the typical American people understood who Trump was in their life, in their country. Because there is a man that put his country first no matter what, and interfering other people matter. So I highly supported him, and I'll say congratulations to he and his team. Thank you so much.
Thank you for calling. Have a nice day. Thank you all. You did extremely well. So that's it. That's how we go home. Tomorrow is another day. We've got the issues coming up on tomorrow again. I said tomorrow, national holiday. National holiday tomorrow. I say fast and prayer day. Should gather to fast and pray. Okay. And about, but me, I can pray for Liberia. I can pray for Liberia. Liberia doesn't need prayer. In this time, Liberia does not need prayer. We talk that tomorrow. Don't worry. You will hear some controversial things. Liberia does not need prayer. God tired listening to prayers from Liberia. God has heard too many prayers from Liberia. God is waiting for Liberia to do the needful. God is not waiting for prayer. We need to stop less prayer, more action. It's what God needs. And that's what the country needs to do. God wants less prayer, more action. And that's what it is. Since this country is predominantly Christian, but on paper, it is not a Christian country, we talk to the Christians, those who have the responsibility to shape the destiny of this country from the pulpit, those who are referred to as the mirror of society. The church is referred to as the mirror of society. Why? Because the church discerns. Discernment is seeing beyond the present, and it advises, just like we see historically with the sons of Issachar in 1 Chronicle chapter 12, verse 32. It says, the sons of Issachar who had understanding of the time, so that Israel as a nation will be directed on the right path, so that Israel would know what to do. So the Issachars of today are the people behind the pulpit. Liberia needs less prayer, more action. That's what Liberia needs. Tomorrow is fast and prayer. They say, fine, that you should go out. I think I saw something yesterday that the president's wife, the first lady, is inviting ministers of the gospel, church people, members, to a fast and prayer or a prayer service for Liberia at Intercontinental Church, Better Intercontinental Church in Congo Town. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I think I saw that yesterday. So it's fast and prayer day. So tomorrow we look at the two. Which one is God and which one is man and which one you honor? Political call, political decree, or divine? But pray, keep praying, yeah? Keep praying. It's not bad. Keep praying for your country, but I do not waste time praying for Liberia. Liberia needs less prayer, more action. So thank you all for spicing up the show. We're back tomorrow, if God permits. The news is on at 6 this evening. Get all of the latest events unfolding today on Newsroom when it is on at 6. And then at 8 this evening, face the issues with A.B. Wynn. You don't want to miss it. My name is Sam Andrews. We're back tomorrow, if God permits. Shalom.